Good afternoon, live from Caesars in Las Vegas. I'm Ryan Green. Welcome to Data Cloud Now. I'm joined by Beniot Dagevile, co-founder and president of products for Snowflake. Benoit co-founded Snowflake in 2012 with a vision to mobilize the world's data. Yeah. Benoit, such a pleasure to have you on the program.
You, Ryan.
We are getting close to wrapping up Snowflake Summit. What were some of your favorite moments and some of the announcements you made?
Yeah, so every moment was my favorite moment, just to start with.
Great answer.
No, it's very hard. I mean, for me to pick one thing, but obviously, us moving in the, data application, be the platform where this data application can be, created, developed, and then, execute, and where we facilitate the commercialization of this application through our marketplace and remove, as much of the friction for providers of this application is, the most, one of the most exciting things that we have been doing. So I love that. That part, and I think it's going to completely revolutionize, access to data. I mean, since we started with Thierry, it was all about democratization of access to data.
Right.
But you cannot, it's hard to democratize if you just give raw access to data. So having application, which can be, used by business users, not only by technologists, is, for me, the last mile, if you want, so to speak. So we are just starting, of course. We haven't seen, how it will, go. But yeah, this is exciting. And also the vision is we are going to be the app store, for this, data application. And, who would have predicted, what, you could do with your iPhone or your Android phone, 10 years ago. So that's the revolution.
We're here at Snowflake Summit. The buzz is palpable. So much excitement over what was just announced. I want to take a step back, Benoit. We're coming up on Snowflake's 10th anniversary of founding. Perhaps you'd like to share with the audience that founding story because it's so near and dear to you.
Yeah. So this is true. 10 years. In 10 years looks like an eternity. And at the same time, it was like yesterday. So yeah, it was very interesting because we had several phases, at Snowflake. Of course, we started with Thierry, so that we started in August 2012. We started in my apartments, and I always say Thierry was cooking because I was super bad at cooking, so we would have starved without Thierry.
The definition of teamwork.
Yeah. And but it was such a great, moment, really creating the blueprint of Snowflake. We really ramped up in 2013. But the first idea of Snowflake was really about, combining big data analytics, which was Hadoop at the time, and with, data warehouse and merging these two technologies in one system, but completely rethought for the cloud. And with the instant scalability, the service, so we wanted to make our solution super simple to use. So that was, when we GA'd in 2014, that was Snowflake, right? It was really data analytic platform, for both big data and data warehouse. But since then, I would say maybe 2 or 3 years later, we realized that the power of data is about also meshing this data with other data sets, and this became this idea of this data cloud, right? Connecting data together, the collaboration. And to me, when I look back of what the cloud is enabling, collaboration is for sure, one of these magic things. If you look at Google Doc, I always take this example.
Right.
Google Doc was a revolution, even though it was not a great product as a Google Doc part. The fact that you can collaborate with it was, game over, and really we use only Google Doc today. So for me, doing that for data, petabyte of data that can make available and used by anyone in the data cloud was the revolution. So that was 2016. But as I said, really quickly we realized that data alone is powerful, but what about expertise? How about connecting people who have expertise, who can build this amazing data application and can share that through the marketplace and have everyone every user of Snowflake being able to consume this application. So that's really where we are now. So these different phases of our growth, expansion, and broadening of the platform is what keeps me excited.
The evolution is remarkable. We can hear the buzz of happy customers and partners here at Snowflake Summit. I always find the journey of the founder's perspective. Are there any advice you'd like to give to the future founders in the audience watching here today?
Yeah, my advice is never listen to advice. No, because it's true. Somewhere there is not like a recipe. I mean, people think, okay, tell me what you did and I'm going to do it the same. And
here's the blueprint.
This is a blueprint of. So I don't have advice. Never listen to advice. Listen to what you strongly believe. If I had one advice in terms of founders, is that they need to be super passionate. They probably need a long-term vision, right? It's very important that you follow your North Star and you adapt potentially as you go, but you don't pivot and you know where you want to go. So that's important to have an idea of where you want to land. But apart from that, do it the way you want. I mean, maybe another one that I learned personally is that you really have to leverage everyone. Okay, don't try to control things. Don't try to, because if you want to grow, if you want to scale, you have to use all the talents, and you have only a
surround
very
yourself
tiny
with
talent.
the bet, right?
Yeah. You don't know many things. Okay, and a lot of and that's the great thing about Snowflake. Is really this big family that we build of amazing talents, amazing people. So that's something that I'm very proud of.
I'm glad you mentioned that family aspect. Something that I feel very deeply about is Snowflake feels less like a company, more like a family.
Yes, very much true.
And staying true to your vision and your passion, Benoit. Now, as you look towards the next chapter, how are you preparing Snowflake to be successful in the next decade?
Oh, that's very scary to me to think about 10 years. But no, I think for me, it's all about innovation, innovation. So how can we, transform again and again and again? And I would say innovation comes with talents. So again, back to the talent part, how to grow our family and really have very strong people who are really passionate about the product and the possibilities and can, take their own experience and grow Snowflake. The second aspect is really about the culture of Snowflake and keeping this aspect of family. This is probably the part I'm most worried about, because as we are growing very rapidly, can we keep the same spirit? And I think Snowflake is all about that culture first, so preserving that culture and protecting it and making it very explicit that this is the culture we love. We never created Snowflake to be a big business. We created Snowflake because we love what we were doing. We love working with people, and I don't want to compromise that. So I will protect it.
Well, we're excited to see what's next. Benoit, thank you so much for your time.
Great.
Always a pleasure spending time with you. For the audience watching, if you want to catch Benoit's Summit keynote and more, make sure to catch the on-demand replay at snowflake.com/summit/livestream to explore all the newly announced product innovations. I'm Ryan Green with Data Cloud Now. We'll see you soon.